Welcome to another episode of Verbal Vibe Mode. Here with JStar.
What up?
And another familiar voice.
Oh yeah.
What was that Negro spiritual?
I don't know where
build up.
it sounded like it came through the knees and shimmied up.
That was the original sound. Before I got the who here. But obviously that is BrownTiger. Yay. Woo.
Laughing and stuff. Yay.
It's your boy.
So, how have you been?
I've been fabulous. It's so good to be here. Thanks for having me.
Of course, of course.
I'm on a spiritual journey, going through a whole plethora of things and feelings and emotions and ideas and thoughts,
All of the feel.
experiences, perspectives. Thank you for your
Barely reading
self-serious.
your
Put me on a
dictionary.
journey.
Nice. The intention of this episode is to provide political-ish commentary.
Yeah, ish. Very
Yeah.
ish.
Clearly, this is not an endorsement or a condemnation of specific views of either party, parties, people, whoever is involved.
More or less party people, you know.
But there will be criticism because we listen and we do judge.
Yeah, we do. Definitely do. I'm definitely gonna judge shit.
Slight judgment.
Kind of my whole stick right there. I'm
Word.
judging shit. I'm very judgy.
And if you've been here for a while, like in the past, clearly we tended to stay away from certain subject matter just by design. But
Mm-hmm.
why not use our own platform to complain about the price of eggs being too damn high?
Word. Too damn
Damn,
high.
Brandon.
How much are eggs by you, BT?
I can't tell you the last time I purchased an egg. That's
I don't know.
kind
Word,
of
I'm
been my
just saying,
thing. It's like when
I'm
people were
joking.
talking about, I'm like, oh my
Really
god, the
eat
price of eggs.
eggs
Like,
like
I don't
that?
really make that many omelets, so
Yeah, it's like
maybe.
And I
that's-
love eggs too, so I'm just like, what are y'all complaining about? Like, what?
Like, if I
Like, I
want
get it
an
in some instances, but they're not
is
even buying like
eggs
the
that much
quality
in your
joints.
diet?
right.
And those already you roll your eyes, but you take it because it's a better.
Like, how many cartons of
Mhm.
eggs are you buying a
If
month?
that's what you
All
want.
of the eggs.
Are you
You know those 36 joints at what is it, Costco?
Wow.
Barrel of eggs you get.
Barrel of eggs is
Barrel of
crazy.
eggs.
I'll
Bring
take
the
the barrel.
Bring that pallet out the
Wow.
back. Yeah.
He's back
Why?
again.
Why are you eating so much eggs in your house?
egg prices. I should know these things
I
in
mean,
my
yeah,
area.
it should be a very affordable commodity that we have, but yeah, just
Let's
seeing
see.
like little tidbits of inflation flare up is kind of interesting so far.
Kroger grade A large white eggs, $7.39.
Well,
How many do you get in that?
That's wild. The fact that it's Kroger brand and it costs that much.
Right, 18 eggs.
Okay.
I don't feel so bad. Okay,
12 eggs is $5.19.
12 eggs used to be 99 cents. Though, right?
Word.
I remember that day.
Well, I was
Yes.
also like,
Yes,
I-
yes, yes. It was
back in my
Breakfast was
day.
wonderful.
That's how I feel when I said that.
we egged
just
all
now.
of the houses.
We had
had
spare
eggs.
eggs
Like,
to
see,
vandalize.
you want to know
things
what?
with.
And this is why
Period.
no one eggs anyone's house
Yeah.
on Halloween. This is
This
the
Everybody
shit was
problem.
lit. It was a great time for eggs.
This is the problem.
What happened?
We had
We were the
abundant-
problem.
It was
It was
It was
me all
us.
along.
we had abundance of eggs. We had extravaganzas.
That's insane. What? But essentially, we're going to explore how to navigate political stress while preserving your personal peace. So, first up, we're going to do a vibe check. Going to go around and describe how we are using one word in
Mm.
relation to the political climate, of course.
Okay, mine's
Ooh.
gentrification.
Yours is gentrification?
We said one word. We said one word.
Oh, I'm just asking. All right. I feel gentrified. Like what? I'm just
No,
making
I'm
sure.
literally going through it in my
Tell
area.
us more
Like,
about that.
that's what's happening. I can't.
Yeah, yeah. ET?
I'm still like, that's a great, amazing question. You got me on that one. Because at first I was going to say confused, but then that confusion turned into kind of scared.
It's evolving. I'm
Yeah.
still counting.
Uh,
Okay, if that isn't your final answer, I guess I can go then.
Yeah, you got this.
I'm gonna say uncomfortable.
That's fair. That's
I don't
fair.
like being uncomfortable.
Word. It's between that and uncertainty, which is like
Nice.
obviously even not obviously being able to be in a position of control against Trump. Can you imagine that? He
Oof.
just like, sorry guy, I got this. Okay. Like
Mm.
would never
You
happen.
know, sit down. You know what? Yeah, I'll take care of this. Don't worry about it. Don't stress
I
yourself.
got this. This is my week.
It's my turn.
Like even having to deal with him and his antics is just what did y'all expect?
Let
Word.
the church say amen.
You first of all, you agreed to this. You
You
are
wanted
chatting
this.
about this. You said, yeah. I
This was your wish.
Your
thought
wish is
this.
granted.
Yeah,
Word.
exactly.
Sucks,
You
but it's
got
yours.
exactly what you asked for, and you're mad. How
I
do
didn't
you
think this
lose
would
and
affect
win at the
us.
same time?
Mm.
Because he didn't consider a lot, and it clearly shows.
You didn't want retaliation from nothing. You just wanted everything to go smooth, and it did. It went smoothly for you. Really, not too much backlash. Well, blowback. You continue to march on what you did and got as far as you have, and you're mad. Why?
Hey man, they might have just lost their job
Well, how did they lose their job? This is what they
because of
wanted,
a
right?
bill that he signed to
Right.
reduce
They said to
federal
remove these people, right? That was
funding.
unimportant. And they were all
Hey,
like, yeah,
listen,
let's remove those people. And they
I
found
don't.
out that they were those people.
They find out. Wait, no, they are important. They should be here. Oh,
I am
call
those
them back.
people.
You don't have their contact information. Oh,
You mean I got to go out there myself?
it's
We removed
crazy.
them, and now I'm supposed to do it? Oh, we didn't. I thought it was a trade. No, it wasn't a trade. Oh,
Like, in what world does that even sound okay?
yeah. Like, who's going to agree to that?
Let's get rid of all the subject matter experts that have been in their position, probably, let me be fair, 20 years plus.
Mm-hmm.
Might not even be at the most senior position at their organization, but I'm going to remove them just because, we got to reduce the federal workforce. What? What intern is going to sign up for their position?
I don't know. I don't know.
Can you imagine?
I'm
God.
I got this. No, I don't.
It's my turn.
So, what do you guys think are common sources of political stress?
Lack of research.
That's a good one.
These are some good ones.
Because they don't understand. They just like, yeah, it just sounds good without even looking through the whole thing. Like, what
If
would
they've read
happen
anything, because that's the other
if
scary
we
part.
actually went out through? What would be? They just assumed that people were just gonna go along with it and be fine, and then are willing to struggle. Like, who's willing to struggle?
Who wants to struggle? Like people, as is with the cost of living, depending on where you live, proximity to like a
Like,
major metropolitan area,
and the
it's
sad
not
thing is,
great.
I hate to say it, they were kind of right halfway. Like, 'cause-
Like especially with the earnings and income, it just doesn't match up. It's like how are people living day to day? Some people really out here struggling.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
more than they want to admit.
That's a fact.
Because like the people that are complaining are the people you didn't even expect to be complaining.
Mm-hmm.
Like, why are you complaining? I thought you were good. Didn't you just said all this was, you know what I mean? And now
Word.
now
And not
it's a
even off of
problem.
like ego or anything, just straight. Mm.
Crazy. I didn't ask for none of this.
I would say they're also like the way that they kind of utilize PR because I mean, why not?
Right.
Again, Celebrity Apprentice Live. We're
Like,
living through it, unfortunately.
You
But it's
let
just like, ugh,
bye.
the way they take buzzwords and then somehow flip the definition of them to mean something else.
Yeah, that's that.
So,
Mm,
one of the, I want to say one of the first, I'll say one of the more prevalent examples of that in like these past couple years is woke.
yeah, how do
Hmm.
you not understand how to use that word?
They still
That
don't,
bothers me.
but
Like,
I think they just bastardized it to the point where they were just like, you know what? Let's just make it mean what we want it to
no, you know what it was? They didn't want it to become like how we use what they call the N word.
mean.
That's exactly what. First of all, the crazy thing is, it was already a word that exists. Like, I don't understand how are you upset with a word that you put in a dictionary with your definition of it, and is mad that it's used correctly, and you want to misuse it.
Because they're not in on the coolness of it.
Like, the whole cool part about it was it wasn't mispronounced or used.
Yeah, and that was pretty neutral. But even moving into how they basically made DEI a bad word,
Yeah, like how?
turn that to make it seem like, oh, it's the same thing as affirmative action. Like people
Yeah,
legit were
that
saying that on TV, and I'm just like, what?
like it. And let's go with this one. Let's say if it was right,
Hmm.
doesn't it mean like it's helping people that you don't think, like the people that benefited more than that? It
Hmm.
helped them. It helps them again, put you further along the ladder. Like, as much as you benefited from that affirmative action,
Yeah,
wouldn't it help you from that to benefit? It's just, it confuses me. Like, you don't see it.
and
It's
it's
helping
just
you. You want to just throw it away because you don't like the way it sounds, because you gave it a different definition than what you originally started.
the wild part is white women benefit a lot
Yeah,
from these programs. So I
both
don't.
of them. So you made it to the a different. You changed it to be a basically new N word,
Word,
but you benefited from it.
of course.
But you created a definition, and then you didn't like how it progressed because more than yourself benefited from it.
Yeah,
So
made
now you wanted
EEO a
to
thing.
make it a,
Put that into,
and then now they
rules that
snatching it
had to be
away,
included.
and
That's
you're just
crazy.
realizing like, oh shit, that was me.
Uh-oh.
I was
Young dude.
DEI. I was affirmative
I was
action.
DEI.
I didn't know that. You didn't read the fucking thing.
That is crazy.
It confuses me and it bothers me.
Like, how you consider war veterans a DEI hire? Like, what?
Mm-hmm.
Are you
How is that
kidding me?
diversity?
What? In ain't no way.
How is that
No. Like
inclusion? Like how? Like how?
diversity, equity, inclusion, and accessibility. Technically, if we're
Right?
being like real technical about it, but
Like, it just,
even still, it's just that's not what that means at all. And it's just
you literally have a dictionary right there. I hope so in all y'all buildings somewhere. Like,
they do, but the thing is, there's really no protocol written into these orders.
protocol. They
Let's
feel like Allen Iverson with practice when it comes to
it's very yeah,
that.
vague as can be.
Like, protocol. What protocol? Like,
So BT, do you feel like social media and its echo chambers contributes to political stress?
115%.
so low. That's so
Absolutely.
low. That's so low.
That's so low.
Yeah.
It's a low number.
Uh,
Have you seen Facebook lately?
Nah,
I mean,
I haven't been on Facebook since like
I
'08.
remember when Facebook was the bad one. Now it's like
Word.
everywhere.
Ugh.
How
Yeah,
is
they own
Blue
the most
Sky?
data.
Is
They
it
own
Blue Sky?
everybody.
Blue Sky?
Ah,
What's going
Yeah,
on
blue
over there?
sky.
it's not that bad.
How's that looking? I need a new platform and I
I'm
don't
not
know
on
where
it
to go.
enough, but
It just
yeah,
has
it's
an
not bad.
alt.
Mm,
Decent.
for
But
now.
again, the mains never unfortunately go out of
Word.
Mm,
popularity
mm.
use despite people saying, I'm leaving the platform. And
The
then,
amount of people that
yeah.
say that.
Like, well,
Well,
that's good
but you
for
want to
your
know what?
platform
A
still
lot
here.
of people did move just to Discord.
Um, yeah,
So
Mm,
the echo chamber is a terrible thing.
of course.
You see, I don't want to like point out anything, but We saw during COVID what happens with
Yeah.
I don't want
that.
to name no names, but
Not a name drop or anything, but we saw during COVID how all the misinformation came out amongst not, science or hospital websites or the CDC,
Mhm.
but just from other influences and personalities saying random shit. And people picked it up and ran with it. Well, so and so said it, so it must be true. Like,
Oh, ivermectin gate, you mean? You taking horse drugs?
yes.
Yeah.
What was that? Like
That
you
was a
had to
thing.
The
question this?
doctor gave me like, yes, that was a huge thing,
Yeah.
especially for people that could afford it at that time.
Mm-hmm. That was a thing.
That was oof, what a
That's
rough
I
time.
thought
Imagine
the
like me really
dewormer
went
was
through
wild.
that.
Okay.
like, is that going in the books in
COVID.
school?
It has
Probably.
to. That
Probably.
chapter is going to be insane.
There's going to be a
Y'all stayed
test
in a
about
house for how many? What?
The whole year. Why can't we do that
I
again?
couldn't go outside. What?
Nah,
So they
somebody's
just
gonna
ain't
think
let
it's
y'all
gonna
go
be
outside, huh?
it's
Y'all
gonna
couldn't go
repeat
play?
itself. I think it's gonna be a whole nother thing. That's just
But
gonna
yeah,
happen
echo
again.
chambers and the
Word.
social media area are part of the honest biggest problem now.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like we've warped it into this weird thing where at one point it was like we were all connected and had access to this information and things and we could share things and solve problems faster.
For the greater good.
Great. That was the
Mm-hmm.
whole, internet American dream was that. And it turned into this weird cesspool.
uh,
Eh,
yeah, it became a very wacky place. I feel like as access grew, that's when it went down the drain.
mhm.
Just like Facebook. We were talking about that.
Oh,
Like
absolutely.
before when it was, oh no, you have to have a .edu to register. And if he wasn't in, he just
Mhm.
wasn't in.
Right.
But then they just, you know what? Everybody can have
Every-
a Facebook. At the family reunion. I'm like, what
Mm.
the hell is this? So yeah.
And you started seeing those memes from that one weird uncle you don't talk to.
Uh
Mm, mm.
poking.
Ugh.
Yeah, once I realized older relatives was on it, I was you know what? This is
I
not
think I'm off this.
mm-hmm. I am
I think I'm
off
off.
Good.
this.
Like mine only exists just because
I rolled out
unfortunately
and
for work
Vine
it
was a
has
thing.
to. So even though we're not going to be partisan, do you feel like well, you know what? Let me be as bipartisan as I can be with this phrase. Caught myself, guys. Aren't y'all proud? So,
Yay.
do you feel like, let me not say either, I'll just open it up to all parties. Do you feel like all parties politically are just throwing their hands up at this point, like they really have no idea what to do?
Some are just starting to, I believe, like, because it's been at that point to throw your hands up and just give up, or just really like pay attention to what the hell you can do. There's things you can still do.
That
But
is true. People don't really be thinking of, in the meantime, let me do this. Well, let me not say that wholly because what was it? Partially, after this DEI blunder mess and terrible PR from several companies that decided to also jump ship of the DEI removal and policy refreshing, whatever you want to call it. There was the boycotts, February 28th specifically, and then there were supposed to be subsequent ones, but I have any of you heard anything about them or
Not I.
nope.
okay. See, that's the only issue when it comes to continuity and being consistent within things like that, because obviously resulting from that, a lot of people started changing their tunes as far as company, seeing the impact that that boycott did have. But beyond that, what else is next? Or was that it? Was this a one and done type of thing? Like
Oh,
it's like people are interested and then it just abruptly stopped.
Mm.
once it affects their entertainment, that's when it
Hmm.
happened. Like it, because I realized it didn't really go down until after the Super Bowl. That's the biggest thing in America. So once that thing is out the way, the rest of the year is not popping for them until Christmas.
Hmm.
So they don't care. They're not gonna know this is gonna fly under their radar.
Yeah.
They're not gonna feel it. They're gonna get a little turbulence around 4th of July, and
Turbulence around 4th of July is crazy.
then go back to business until Christmas, and then they'll panic again because they can't buy shit.
Oh, they're gonna be broke before Christmas. You think they're
That's
gonna
what I'm
make it to
saying.
Christmas?
The
You forgot
the
about
turbulence
Thanksgiving,
is like the
Halloween, like
bank hitting zero around 4th of July,
yeah.
August, and then the whole probably Molotovs in the street around like November.
It's true because people are still losing jobs, so who knows how long that's gonna last.
So that's what I'm saying. Like, there's events I want to go to in October. I don't feel comfortable on going because I don't know what's really gonna happen.
Hey
I
man,
can
you better
speculate, but
vacation while you can.
mm-hmm,
Enjoy yourself.
take yourself out. Go ahead, do your thing.
So do you feel like the onus is on the audience to be able to discern the importance of recognizing the difference between true information and emotional manipulation?
Bef- Before that, get all the information about the subject.
They don't do that.
That's the main
Attention
thing.
spans is gone. Like there's not. Mm-mm.
Like they want to have an opinion, but how can you have an opinion when you don't even know what they're talking about?
And if it's not based on a 6-second video.
Right. It's kind of weird. And I don't know. Back in my day, that was considered childlike behavior.
Mhm.
So a bunch of adults having childlike behavior. Who's doing the adulting?
It's unfortunately the environment and the delivery of the way. I can't even say people get their information in news because I don't count that. That's social media. That's
Mm-hmm.
outside of like the main channels and distributors having like their own channels. That's cool, but it still doesn't feel like getting it from an actual resource, be it their TV channel, their website, like direct. But I don't know.
Actually, I wish they would look at how other countries view our policies and stuff like that.
That's goofy.
Right. They would see how we look to the world as opposed to America. That's how we feel. And we still think the world looks at us. No, I'm sorry. First of all, that's a wrong description to have of you. But no, no one
Seriously.
sees us that way.
All right. Have there been any headlines or topics or social media posts that have genuinely made you pause since January?
I got mine.
Mhm.
I'm ready.
Listen, I'm ready to go.
Was the thing I heard about them taking away the federal law about you not having to not segregate stuff? That thing, the whole you can say no
Wait,
blacks.
segregation?
That one, like
Colors only? Oh, okay.
I thought it was fake when I heard about it, but somebody said like, no, they're doing that. I'm like, excuse me.
That's a thing. Mm-hmm.
So that one is true. Wow. Again, confused and scared.
Yeah. Yeah. What's next?
uh, However, I did say the way we could flip this and make it work is if we do the racist thing first. Like, no, you
Because
can't sit here. Like, what do you mean I can't? Exactly. It's crazy, right?
blacks only neighborhood.
Right. Like, let's start doing that. Like, get a jump on it.
We did that. We've done that quite a few times.
They keep coming in.
I don't understand how they do not like the idea that of us doing us somewhere else. I don't never get that.
How about we build the wall? Like,
Can you imagine?
like let us build it.
Nah, I don't trust him. I don't trust him. I don't trust him. Somehow we gonna lose out.
It's like the Key and Peele skit with when Obama was reversing how he said all the stuff and they were approving of it. It's like that. We got to play that card. If we build the wall, to be like, no, we can't build walls. We got to live together. It's like, exactly. Right. So, yeah, that one's wild to me, the segregation
Yeah.
thing. And the fact
Yeah.
there's not as much outrage I'm hearing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
the thing that's
I-
troubling.
It's like they're chill with it.
It seems they're trying different stuff and ramping up each time. Okay, we got away with that. So let's see what we can do with this. Oh, and we're still going. At what point are we going to check somebody?
How can we do that?
My
Right.
thing is, right, they're trying to push forward to where it's only them up here. And they don't like nobody, but everything comes from everyone else but them.
Everything,
Right.
including this country.
Yeah.
Like, you do
It's the truth,
nothing.
kids. Good. Yeah, how do we?
You attribute nothing to this planet. Like, like nothing, not a damn thing.
I feel like when the whole game became about amassing stuff and revenue and money, that everything changed. It's not about helping everybody, it's about who's got the most. And I don't know where this weird rat race thing came from. I was listening to another cast the other day that was talking about comedy,
Mhm.
and Jerry Seinfeld had mentioned how
Yes.
comedy was in the 80s going into the 90s and the 2000s. Before, it was more about how cool your job was. And he said, now it's how much does your job pay?
Oh, that is a fact. That
Right.
is a
And I
wonderful
was like,
point.
wow,
Especially
okay,
coming from him.
Jerry. So
You want something?
I've been like playing with that for like the last month. Like, yeah, he's right. Like, what changed when the money became the thing? It wasn't about that before. Like,
Yeah,
it was etiquette, like not to ask someone how much they made. Now you
that
just
is
tell
very
everybody
true.
how much you make to be, valid. And
When you getting a
And
raise.
you know what
right.
it is? I think it's a mind screw, like a mind fuck, because I think it's to convince them to spend more.
Oh,
Because we naturally
absolutely.
spend the money.
That's a fact.
We naturally just do that.
Hmm.
I think it's to convince them to spend more because it takes a lot to convince them to spend their money with their cheap asses. I'm just saying.
Not my money.
But you broke
They will
ass.
spend
Right.
money. They'll spend your money faster than you could spend theirs.
Yo.
Yeah, if you want a bigger market, you got to figure out a way to get everybody to spend their money. So yeah, make money the thing. Like, oh, okay.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Now they're like, we don't spend enough. Like, well,
Right.
Yeah, and people don't have money to spare to spend.
right. Like,
So
how?
Right.
How? Like, you know that affects them as well, right? What do you mean?
I think that's why I get offended at like certain like those tailored ads you see on Amazon and like the commercials. I'm like, who is this for? Sir, you guys
right.
have my information. You know damn well I cannot afford that.
This ain't for me.
Right.
Right.
You know damn well this is not my price range.
Tailored ads, clearly not.
No,
Word.
it's not. You're a liar. To who? So doesn't even fit.
Taylor.
Who's been on my account?
Like, change my tailor. Like,
My Taylor is terrible. This doesn't fit at all. And
So
like,
Jay, have you seen any topics that kind of made you like the hell?
oh, just the removal of like DEI information, like Jackie Robinson stuff. Like, are you serious?
Oh yeah, the by accidents, alleged accidents, and I'm like, this
mm,
is what happens when you
Like,
don't
are
give
you
proper,
serious?
thorough, well,
And I was
guidance
explaining
that is
to people,
operational and makes sense to do in the first place,
like
and then
I was
you
explaining to
hope
people.
people understand what you mean by your interpretation slash
mm,
bastardization of DE.
mhm.
Word.
Right. Like, who
So they
decided
just
to
removing all
villainize
sorts
it?
of information. That's crazy.
Did we
Right.
vote on that? Like the
Like,
No,
it just
no, we
came
did
out
not.
of nowhere. That was
I
a
just
There we
left
go.
yeah.
field.
I'm like, wait a
That
minute. I
wasn't
don't
even
remember.
left field. That was in the parking lot. Like, yo, what
It's
was
not even the
that?
same game.
This was not on the ballot.
I thought this was baseball. What are you doing playing squash out there?
Yo,
God. No, that's
completely
honestly how
left
I
field.
feel about it. Like,
How disrespectful. You moving war heroes.
Like,
right. Like, these are people that
What?
fought for your country.
Literally.
These are
help
your
the history
veterans.
of, like, we won because of this.
Another DEI hire. Excuse me?
What? Like,
He was forced
You-
into service. What are you talking about?
Right.
you
Yeah.
threaten that person
Wow, dog.
to join.
I think that's where my other red flag comes up, like to Jay's point, like how people aren't so upset. Like all the VA hospitals, the Veteran Association, you guys should be up in fucking arms
Oh, for
Mhm.
about
sure.
this. like all the generals and whatnot. Hey guys, this
Yeah.
is your gang. That they're like,
You ran with them, like you know that, right?
right, these are your
Literally.
allies. Like
That man saved your life. You have a
Right.
family because of him.
That is wild.
you told him you tell his wife you love. You did that, and you're like, okay. What?
It was just a website.
Ah,
What?
God.
What? Because you remember? That's all that matters.
I got the memory.
You specifically. It's
That is
wild.
hilarious. Ugh.
I wish we had that same ambition and fight when they told people to wear masks. Remember how
Oh,
pissed off
man.
everyone
yeah.
was about
I want that. I want that.
Bring that energy. Like, no.
Civilians.
But the sad thing is, this is something I told my coworker all the time.
Mhm.
History is only told by the winner.
Mhm.
They're the only ones that can afford the books.
Yeah.
Right.
I was like,
The latest
like what Julius Caesar did. He's like, yeah,
Yeah,
what
absolutely.
history?
I'm the shit.
What
Write
history?
it.
Word.
I'm pretty great. Write that down.
Write that down. Like,
of course.
it's like no one's remember this. Like this happened before. Like,
Like, what conqueror
Mhm.
is like, hey, I like write down where I killed all those people.
and I
Like,
think that's why none of this surprised me because it's literally happened before.
right.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like we're excited to see, like, oh my God, what's gonna happen next?
Like I know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
Next.
It's like a bad
It's the fall.
Right.
Like we're
cycle
gonna
of
fall.
TGIF. We're just waiting.
It's a weird feeling like that. Like everybody can't wait to see what happens next. I'm like, guys, this
Word.
isn't a show. Like
It's not
this
a
is
show.
real.
This is your livelihood.
This
Like
is
this
your
isn't.
life.
This
These are
isn't
your
real.
kids they're taking food from.
Road rules
Word.
on MTV. Like get your ass in the game. Like you think this is the hills? Get your ass to work.
Like you're
doing your
don't know if
part.
you know, but you're playing too. So
I guess mine possibly be that weird communication silence that there was for health communications information. What was it? Starting around February time for the major big ones, CDC, FDA, and countless other organizations. But I feel that is a strange thing to do, especially like late winter, and you're still basically within flu season range. Aside from RSV and all the other respiratory illnesses that are going around, the vid, how we were saying before,
big
that's
feet.
still a thing. People wash your hands.
Word.
6 feet. 6 feet.
More than just hand sanitizer, please, when you can.
No dial soap. They ain't hurt nobody.
I swear, people just be acting like I got sanitizer. It's okay. Like,
No, but clearly it wasn't before. So
Did it work?
Pinch,
out.
sure. If you can help it, no.
Don't know if you've been around the last 5
How
years.
well did that work out
Right.
before? Like
Right.
Exactly.
Still taking out bugs.
Works for me. But it's like, what a time to put a muzzle on organizations that provide that vital health information to the masses. I don't want to say at a time like this, but I mean at higher peak times.
Yeah, it's
It's nuts and it's shady.
the silencing kind of thing. Like,
Mhm.
shh, don't say anything. Get rid of that thing that might tell people something. What?
Right.
Why would you burn this book? It's a health book.
Yeah, right.
Word,
Don't
like-
we need this to live?
Isn't that helping?
Right. It's that part. Yeah, you're absolutely right.
And it's insane. There's countless other things, obviously, that they have been pushing out. What was it, 60 plus days now? Well, clearly by the time this is coming out, it'll be 60 something. But yeah, that's a hell of a long list. And a lot of people pissed off within the first couple months of 2025.
Welcome to it.
Crazy.
That's how you gonna piss off the whole staff, like at the beginning of the shift.
The staff wasn't even there yet. Like, he was still filling
They
in
came
chairs.
in
Isn't that
head
crazy?
down, shoulders.
The place wasn't even sworn in. Like, what?
Yeah.
He got me fuck it up already.
Like
Yeah.
first day I'm working 12. It's like, damn, you're
Word.
working overtime already?
Who made the schedule?
I don't work weekends.
Oh no, they gonna have to change this tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's all so fast. And that's also part of the tactic though, is to bombard with stuff so you can't get a grip on
Oh,
what everything is.
yes, the chaos.
Because we found out during COVID, like amidst the chaos, oh, you can do a lot of nasty stuff when everybody's poor and busy.
Oh
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
So
for
now it's like
sure.
shovel everything out, sign all these executive orders, cancel all this stuff. They can't keep track of what my next move is going to be. They're too busy
Mm-hmm.
dissecting all this over here.
Yep.
It's
He took that
genius.
literally. He was like, "Never let him know what your next move is."
I don't even know what the next move
In real
is.
life.
I don't know what I'm going to do today.
Yes, sir.
Might take my meds, might not. Let's find out. God.
That shit is hilarious. Like, clearly we've been laughing the whole time, guys. We don't take politics seriously.
No.
But no, not even with that. What I was gonna ask is, how do you manage the political stress and navigate that? Clearly through laughter, so nobody can say that.
Mm-hmm.
Gotta laugh to keep them crying.
Right.
Exactly. But like,
My 401k. Like you crazy?
I've been
Think it's just
tapping
you?
God.
Oh my god. But are there any boundaries that you've set specifically towards politics in this season, or?
I think for me, it's just been honestly, it's been more of learning to set a boundary from burnout from it because it's so
Mm,
constant.
yeah.
And especially trying to do music and being an artist and creative in this environment, knowing the world's on fire. Man, I'm going to paint a pretty picture.
Yeah.
I'm trying to channel my inner Bob Ross.
It's tough work. I
Don't
feel
Right.
you.
blame you
It's
there.
not easy. And now like I understand Bob more. It's not easy being joyful and happy in this environment. It is
Yes,
work.
Word.
at all times.
And I think people have kind of strayed from it to where, they do complain and just gripe about the thing. I love that we can come talk about it and like laugh at the same time. Although it
Yeah.
is a serious issue, we can have the
Right.
conversation as opposed to like, man, forget the other side. We ain't
Are
studying
we
them
supposed to
over
be
there.
flipping tables? Hold on a
Right.
second.
Like, cool. Now we flipped all the tables. Now what do we do? It's like,
Right.
guess what? We got to clean up the
You gotta
shit.
clean up the table.
So,
Hey
right. Like,
guys, look at that
Like,
metaphor in
you got a
America right
screwdriver
there.
right now.
right.
Okey
Like,
Some
dokey.
wood glue.
and it's an IKEA table, so there's like
Oh
extra
Lord.
pieces somehow. Like it's 4 legs and a top. Like, how could you slot J? What the fuck? How did we get this far in the alphabet? But yeah, so many tables have been turned over, and you do get frustrated and you want to do something and make a difference and have the outrage as well. But like, I still got
Yeah,
to go to work. I got to pay my bills. I got to make sure my
absolutely.
kids eat. Like, I can't really protest every weekend. Like, my kids,
Word.
I
Because it's
gotta,
part time.
right, like kids got a spelling bee coming. I got to do that kind of thing. So for me, it was like, again, the turn the news off. But I don't even feel like that's enough anymore because it's everywhere. It's not just
Mm-hmm.
the news, it's social media. It's your coworker at work, Jim, that always talks about politics every time you see him. He's got to remind you of some bad
Yeah.
thing that happened. You're like, I just want to have fun. Like, can I
Right.
just speak? Can I be happy?
I just wanna
It is mad funny, and it's usually like a right
like I
wing
just wanna know that I'm
Yeah.
not
extremist
living in a dumb
view.
country.
You're just like, all right, Jim, you go explain.
So like I think watching and like clicking fewer articles and thumbnails kind of helps, but then you want to be aware of what's going on, and it's a weird double-edged sword right now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you don't want to be ignorant, but it's like every time you start reading that article you get sucked into it, then you got to go to this source and then this next thing that led to
Oh
this,
yeah,
and
you
then like
definitely can't
an hour later you look up from your phone like, oh god, how long was I in there?
miss that. Word.
What happened? I grew a beard.
Like, is that the sun?
Another order. Damn, I gotta believe this one.
Yeah, so it's I'm trying to find a thing to kind of deal with it and
Mm-hmm.
find a middle ground. And I'm a big fan of Jon Stewart, love his work.
Mm-hmm.
But even with that, even though like he's funny, he's kind of our guy, tries to ride the middle. it's still you watching and absorbing news. Like, even if it's
Yeah,
someone you like to hear it from, it's still you watching the news
it's just
constantly.
more enjoyable.
Right. Like, oh,
More
I like it
palatable.
this
You know what I
way.
mean?
And like that's kind of what I had to realize in myself is like, oh, even though they're the air quote good guys, it's still me
Mhm.
absorbing information. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this either. And that had to be my big thing to,
Yeah,
realize on either side you're listening to, you're still absorbing that thing.
that's for sure. Because you gotta respect your autonomy when it comes down to it. Because that overload,
Hmm.
ugh, especially politics, it's always something going on. Like,
I miss when politics was boring, like when we were young.
Word.
yeah,
Like,
like
Like
when you really didn't
I
care
had to
about
watch
no
anything.
Mad
one wanted to
TV and
talk about
Saturday Night
that.
Live to
It's like,
understand
oh, look at Bill
politics.
Clinton playing the saxophone again.
Like
Whatever.
the most we knew was like Monica Lewinsky was a thing. Like, oh,
Hmm.
Right.
that's a lady that happened to do something.
Yes.
Okay, and we moved on.
Moved on.
Like, all right,
Right.
whatever.
Fairly quickly too for such a scandal.
Right.
Nowadays, oh, that
You know, now
what
they
we'll
would have blew
still
that
be
up.
talking
They would
about
have
it.
been having interviews,
God.
podcasts.
Yeah, if it ends up on Saturday Night Live, it's legit.
Hmm.
But yeah, choosing when and where to engage with your political news is best. At a time like this, I could be dramatic now.
In
But
these
yeah,
times.
because it's like, even when you're scrolling your timeline, be it a reel or a short or whatever you're watching, you'll see people that get it. Not to say that, okay, yeah, they're on my side, but they get
Mhm.
it. Then you'll see other people that are just like somehow still hopelessly optimistic that he's gonna do what they want him to do.
Yeah.
That's the sad. That's
You
just.
felt the tone
I feel
shift
sorry
as
for
soon
those
as you
It's one of
said
people.
it.
those. It's like, damn, like this year
Yeah,
so far
yeah.
gone, you still believe?
Right.
Like,
Wow.
so you still waiting on him to come down the chimney, huh? That's
Uh,
still putting cookies out, yeah? Okay.
Under the pillow.
Like one day.
you're getting evicted, and you still believe he. Up.
Like, okay.
Word.
Like, well,
Okay.
they're taking your shit right now, so yeah.
It's so strange and sad to watch. Like, but they
That's
still.
honestly the whole vibe. Is like you're interested because you want to understand how this works and like how did we get here, but then you get sadder and sadder the more you like
Yeah.
research
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, this is actually happening. We were laughing and joking the last time, and now it's like, oh, they're going into overdrive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they were championing for that man. And it's like
Hard.
the way that he literally would sun them, their whole demographic, only
Yeah.
for them to turn
Yeah.
around and be his number one believers. What?
Phenomenal. Like
He,
phenomenal.
Marketing
he
genius.
took a
I
no.
love
He
it.
took a rapper's playbook. It just dawned on me.
No, everyone said they wanted like the first real black president. Like, well, you got it. That whole
Yeah, because he
stereotype.
disrespects. He
Like,
disrespects his demographic, and then they
this
Wow,
praise
guy
him.
is it.
disrespectful
Like, he don't give a fuck.
Like, yo,
at all.
he
He's
calls you
gangster out
all
here.
types of
Family or
names
not.
in your
Right. Like,
face.
bro, talk shit to your face and you ain't do nothing like
He
where
tells you
I
he
come
wouldn't
from.
conversate with you because you couldn't afford to be around him, but you
And
still
so
go to see him.
you got nothing to lose. What do you got? You got like what?
Like, it's very confusing
Well,
how
he's
that
right. I don't
works.
have anything.
I don't know if he's an idiot or a
I am a broke
psychological
boy.
genius. Like, I don't know what's happening.
It's beautiful. It's a beautiful disaster. God.
So, Celebrity Apprentice,
Like
U.S. edition.
it
Damn.
used to be like a joke. It was like a talking point for jokes back in the day.
Yeah.
Seriously. So, focusing on what you can control at these times is pretty much vital for your self care. I won't say self perseverance, but you got to do what you got to do. Couple of things in light of that is to stay in tune with your community as well as like local involvement that you can in the meantime, because obviously at a federal scale you can't do anything, at least not yet, but you know what I mean. Supporting causes that align with your values, of course, engaging in constructive dialogue when appropriate, like this right here. Hi guys.
I would say
clear.
understanding your values, like truly understanding your values.
Having
I don't think
values.
I don't think they do, because they say they do, but I don't think they do.
Nah. It's
Right.
either that or it's like learned from like family or just
That part.
yeah.
Well, that's what my daddy did, so I'm a.
Exactly.
Mm-hmm.
And then they find out.
Like, oh, that's what. Oh, that's the importance of understanding. Like you said, once you kind of read and delve into it, you find the roots of stuff, and oh, wait a minute,
Mm-hmm.
maybe this doesn't quite so much align with my
That-
values.
Right. Doesn't benefit me.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
I'm
oh,
gonna
that's what that
go.
means?
Right, that moment
Like,
when you have like, oh,
also understand that you are included no matter how it's worded.
Mm.
hmm
You are part of that. Unless they specifically point that out, you are a part of that.
So is anybody boycotting?
I hadn't boycotted lately.
Yeah.
Not this week. You know, we'll be busy with the errands.
I feel like I should. I feel like I did in the past with so many things, and I think that's where I said before about like the burnout. Like
Mm-hmm.
boycotted so much stuff and stood up and like I'm tired.
Yeah, it's boycott them, and then in a couple months, is everybody's back to business.
Right? Like how? Like what happens after the boycott is like my concern.
If even that long, that's the other scary part. It's just like some people still sneaking and going to Target.
Yeah,
Yeah.
like today I was out and like my usual route after
Yeah.
groceries, and I was like, oh no, you almost had me. You almost got me. So like I'm still
God.
holding strong, on the front line of it.
I was like,
Yeah.
I ain't got no other choice but to go to Walmart. God damn
Right,
it.
and that's like the God damn it. Like, do I gotta go to Walmart? I'm gonna go to Walmart.
Oh, yeah, I cut Walmart a couple of years ago. That's what
Yeah.
back when they had that employee scandal about them like mistreating employees. So
Mm-hmm.
I was just like, no more Walmart.
Yeah, that was
Now
me.
look at your Target. The hell you got going on?
Mm-hmm.
I think it's like you
That's
said about
Target's
the
fault.
attention
They
span
jumped the
stuff.
gun. So, all right.
Right. Like, ooh, me
Terribly,
first.
prematurely.
You guys fucked this
How'd
up.
that work out for you, buddy?
Right. Whoops.
Wait, not everybody's doing it?
No.
Like,
Hey, where's everybody? Uh-oh.
where everybody going? You made it weird, Target. You made it weird.
Man.
You are the chosen one.
You were the idiot. You're
Yeah,
the
that attention.
sacrifice. They wanted to see what would happen if that happens. And you were the lamb.
Ah, that's nice. I like looking at it that way.
Yeah.
You were the lamb.
You tried
Especially considering like how much they were such advocates for DEI and expanding their
Well, they did a
programs.
marvelous job doing that. I was like, and then they flipped
Yeah.
the script. I was like, damn, you though, of all
That-
people.
Right, like-
Immediately.
Target,
Damn.
side
If you
Before
would
ours
have
ain't
kept
even
your
hit,
mouth
though.
shut, you would have made bank. You idiot. Like, you fucking
For
idiot.
sure.
you burn your own account. Like,
Like you've been the
Dummy.
premier place for shopping.
You would have,
Mm-mm.
you would have made so much money if you would have let everyone else do, because you were already in the door. You didn't have a foot in. You were the
you
greeter.
were the door.
You were the greeter.
Like Oprah already stamped you.
Like, you were
Right.
good
Oh, no.
money, and then you do that. You idiot. Like, you
Crazy.
I think that's again that confusion and scared thing to where like Target, you like et tu brute?
Right.
what the
I thought
fuck,
it was
bro?
safe in here.
After all those commercials and new departments and aisles,
Uh-huh.
like,
Creative program and everything. It was like,
yeah.
oof. Oh, okay.
All right. So again, it's like that. Well, who do we trust out here?
right. You was about to
Nobody.
print money, and you threw it away. That's
Right. Like if you just held the line, like everybody was going to come to you.
dummy.
Trust me.
You can't sit here.
Okay.
Also, a couple of other tidbits to find common ground amongst whatever the hell this chaos is. The emphasis of shared human values. Again, Jay said make sure you define your values because if you don't have them, who are you? Seek out
Sure.
diverse perspectives, even though everybody seems to be having a time right now and quicker than most expected. instead of combating, kind of how we started off the conversation and not being able to just dialogue without that random tension or just somebody taking it too serious and then, you know, the insult or two, and then it turns to an argument, and then maybe beyond.
Mm.
Why?
Right?
Like
Boredom?
everybody doesn't always have to agree with you, basically. When it
Like,
comes down
that's
to it.
okay.
Fine, you can hear somebody out for
you, you won't lose sleep. Well, most of us won't
Exactly.
lose sleep. Some do.
once.
God.
Brings me to the last point, the importance of listening. Because we listen with our listening ears.
That's why God
Oh, we
gave you
don't do
two
it
of
with
them.
our noses, or it's like some of them are asses.
None.
How is it listening with your nose?
I
Some
like
of
to
them
listen
be
with my
listening with their
elbows.
asses, so shit.
Fucking toucan Sam.
Follow your nose. See where that bullshit coming from. That's what I'm talking about.
That's where that bullshit coming from. Follow it. It's there. Keep going.
Yeah, I can't. And then top tip from BT, drop the gem. He'd even know it. The importance of knowing when to disengage.
Mm-hmm.
You don't always have to give everything your energy. They don't deserve
Nope.
it.
It's if you value your energy, and to Jay's point, if you know your values, you know where you stand.
Oh, for sure. Big time.
You'll be surprised where you stand when you find out who you are.
Right.
If you're still standing.
Word.
Facts, especially these days.
Exactly.
No.
So clearly, number one on our list, laugh, people. Unfortunately, it sucks. Obviously, the reality of a lot of these situations are not
It's
even.
always funny 2 days after you step
Yeah,
in toe, right?
some you really can't control or combat. So find something to laugh at because that self care is quite important more than ever. So,
God.
mm.
It's important
like
to
it was tough enough already.
it's important to listen to yourself as well. Understand what you're saying. Do you know what you just said? Because I've said
No,
that so much now at work. Do you hear what you're saying?
man.
Or are you just regurgitating that YouTube video you watched a little while ago?
Exactly.
Yeah.
I got my training in somehow. And that wraps up this episode of Verbal Vibe Mode Fighting the Political Noise, or whatever I'm going to title this. Thank you guys for tuning in this week. BT, let people know where to find you if you want to be found, of course.
That's the conundrum of me. Talk about that another day. Check me out on SoundCloud and YouTube, as well as Instagram and Twitter. I'm available at BrownTiger73.
How nice and very. Sorry, like a gnat got in my way and I just got distracted. Like zoning on it, like
Outro!
I want to be in the episode.
I thought of that Kevin Hart shit.
My turn.
My baby in the net. I thought of that shit. I immediately thought of that shit. That Kevin Hart shit was like, "Oh, my baby in the nets."
But no, of course the links will be in the description box. Clearly, this wasn't the most, well, I could consider it the most lighthearted conversation of
Yeah.
politics that I've had. But it is definitely an important one. Hopefully, you were able to receive some laughs and compassion as well as we did. We all feel the weight of the current political climate, and it's essential to acknowledge it. Don't let the noise drown out your inner peace. And actively take care of yourselves because, yeah, again, that self care is quite important. Feel free to share your thoughts via Spotify or on social media with us. We'll also include some resources you may find helpful in the description box as well. Peace.
Peace.
Peace.